so we have about 18 pounds of meat total, about 15 pounds worth of pork and 3 pounds of brisket trimming. You can do it all pork, all beef, whatever, but you know, I just had some scraps, so I just went ahead and said, you know what, let's go ahead and just do that. You guys might have noticed the new meat grinder. I was using the KitchenAid for such a long time and it did great, no problem, but I have ran close to about 200 pounds or so through the KitchenAid and it was starting to struggle a bit. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade to this little guy. This is the 500 watt version. So let's go ahead and see how she does. All right, folks, so we got the 18 pounds of meat right in here. So this is what we're gonna go with. And I'll go ahead and provide everything in here in percentages. And I'll even leave a calculator on the description below so that you can just enter the meat and it'll have a conversion for pounds to grams. And then from grams, you can go ahead and get everything else that I have right in here. But basically we got brown sugar, mustard seeds, pickling spice. We got curing salt number 1, regular salt, marjoram, pepper, garlic powder, and I think that's pretty much it. So we're gonna go ahead and whisk this around, mix it up a bit. Now, one thing that Smoking Joe Barbecue ended up doing on his recipe was that he mixed this up with water, and I can see why, because some of the stuff in here is pretty coarse and might not distribute evenly. So I got 10% of water right over here, but I'm only gonna put about half for now. So let's go ahead and whisk it up real good. Especially the brown sugar, you know, that thing clumps up pretty quick. It's looking pretty good. All right, so now we're gonna distribute it to both meats. About so. And this is gonna require the most. Either way, it's still gonna be even, mainly because we're gonna end up mixing both of them together. There we go, so that took quite a bit of time. I ended up having to mix this by hand, and then swap half to half, half to half, and then start. It was a huge pain, guys, but we got it done. Now we're gonna go ahead and stuff this bad boy right over here. And we're gonna try and minimize as little pockets as possible. So toss it in. Get rid of any air pockets that might show up. I seen where this YouTuber, and I'll put his name down here in below, that him and his father used this recipe for his family, and they would smack the meat right inside the stuffer just like this to minimize any air pockets. I guess we'll see if it works. All right, now I got some hog casings that I got here from PS Seasonings. They are fantastic. I've used them for quite some time and they're very consistent, very long, so that's really good. The other ones that I had, they're very good too, but the size of them is very inconsistent. And what I mean by that is that sometimes you'll get very long casings and other times you'll get, I don't know, I mean, you get very long casings and then other ones that are just like this long, barely for a sausage, you know. So PS Seasonings, man, I mean, they keep their stuff pretty good. So let's go ahead and put this right over here. All right, snip it right over here. We'll save this for a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and start prepping this thing. You're gonna see some air come out. Now, because we're gonna make like this horseshoe rope, we're gonna give it quite a bit of extra casing over here. And this is just to tie it off. All right, so I'd say that's a good rope right there. So now We're gonna snip it right over here. Tie a little knotty knot. All right, folks, after the water has been added and everything, this is what we got. We got about 20 of these. No, actually, we got about 26 of these, man. So quite a bit. All right, time to go ahead and hang them into our fridge and let them dry out. We'll see you guys tomorrow. There it is, boys. Got all the sausages hung up right over there. And like I was mentioning, I think the audio messed up a little bit, but I put butcher paper down there, but that's only for low and slow. Remember to go ahead and get rid of that whenever you start doing a smoke, like on a brisket, pork butts, ribs, or whatever the case may be, because it can catch on fire. But thankfully for me, it's going to be around 140, 150 degrees, give or take, for the smoke. Yeah, so the fire is going to be very, very, very low, but I'm still going to monitor it just to be on the safe side. But that's how it is, guys. Look at that. It's a nice shot. All right, guys, we'll be right back. All right, so about 4.5 hours have passed by. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. Now, some of them here in the back wasn't getting a whole bunch of smoke, so I ended up moving it over here to the right hand side. Not a big deal. I think for the future, I'm gonna end up, instead of having these links like this, I'm gonna have them like this so that the smoke can come through both sides rather than just one side versus the other. I mean, the back side does get smoke, just not as much as the other. So if anything, I'll probably just hang them next time this way. Right, that way smoke can go through both sides. Maybe a little bit here, I'm not too worried about it, but you know, just something to keep in mind. But so far, I mean, hell, even without turning them over, look at that. And this is without, you know, doing the kielbasa was like this throughout the entire throughout the entire time the kielbasa was like this. I did not flip or anything like that. Still good smoke on both sides. Look at that. Really nice. Very nice. Very nice. But you know, again, it's just one of those things that I'll keep in mind. I don't think this is going to be a problem at all, but it's just something worthwhile mentioning. All right, let's go ahead and pull these out and put them into the ice bath. The only thing about these guys is that whenever you take them out, sometimes you hit the grill just a little bit and it has a little bit of soot. No problem. Once you put them in here, give it a little washy wash, be all right. All right, folks. So we've been smoking this thing at 275 for like the past, I don't know, half hour or so. Look at this, guys. Bro, come on now. Come on now. Guys, look at this, bro. It's hot as hell. I'll get it from right here. But look at this, bro. That's the only thing I don't like about putting it on the grate, is just the grill marks here and there. But you know what? It is what it is. Look at this thing, guys. Look at that. Look at the color off of this thing. Smells incredible. All right, let's go ahead and rest it up a little bit and let's go ahead and chow down inside. All right, folks. I'm not sure if the lighting is capturing it well, but this thing is red. It's already been resting for about, I want to say about 7 to 10 minutes or so. So let's go ahead and, oh, that's what I'm talking about right there. Look at that, guys. Let's go ahead and chop this up first. There you go. Look at this, guys. Look at that, guys. Little mustard seed action right over there. Nice and pink on the inside. That's that curing salt right there, guys. Let's go ahead and chop up a piece. Guys, this tastes just like the one that you get at the grocery store. However, it's a lot richer in flavor. And what I mean by that is that the flavor that you get from the one from the store, it's good. You know, it has good flavor. It's pretty decent. Nothing to complain about, really. However, you get, look at that pepper action right there. Look at that pepper action right there. The thing is that with this one, it's more fresh. That's what I mean. And it really, really makes a very big difference. It's very good, bro. I'm not even mad about making them. I was at first. The one thing I will say is that I think next time I'm gonna go through the coarse dye. I thought the dye that I did was coarse enough, but you can see how tight it is. But that's all right. Learning experience. So the sausages are one of the things, man, that I highly recommend, especially the kielbasa. I think for me, it's just one of those things where kielbasa is always used around, you know, barbecues, carne asadas, whatever. For me, at least, I think I did this more than anything because I want my family to have it in a huge abundance of it. All right, so that's what it is. Be sure to go ahead and like, subscribe. See you in the next one. Later, guys.